way to Boston. Rachel is driving because I don't drive. Say hi. Anyway, I think we're in Connecticut. I could be wrong. But yes, I think we're in Connecticut. And we have 3 hours to go. We are halfway through this trip, I think. I would like to assume we're halfway. Yes. So only 2 more hours and we should be in Boston. Just got to the hotel. And now we are going to go to our room and settle things down. I don't even know what I'm saying. We're in Boston. Park now, and it's really pretty, even though the pond is kind of frozen over. You can't tell. It's really cool. I'm cold, even if I'm wearing this winter jacket, so yeah. But the bridge is pretty. Can you see it? Oh, the bridge is so pretty. From Alexa Loves Books, and I am bringing you a quick video to show you guys what I picked up when I went to ALA Midwinter last weekend. ALA was so much fun. I actually went on a road trip with my friend Rachel from Hello Chelly. We drove up on Friday, got our badges, did a little Boston sightseeing, and then the next day we were at the exhibit floor. It's a lot more relaxed than BEA for me, and everyone was just so relaxed and chill and nice. And the selection of books was pretty damn amazing, and we both walked away with some things we're really excited about. So without further ado, let me show you the haul. I would try to pick up all these books and show them to you, but I am afraid I'm gonna drop them, so let's not do that. Up to this point by Jennifer Longo, the only things I know about this book are ballet and Antarctica, so I've never read a book set in this location before, and I don't know, it sounds really fun. Next we have The Reader by Tracy Chee, and I actually had seen this book before, but it was because Rachel was so excited about it that I also wanted to pick up a copy. It's basically about a girl who lives with her aunt, and she pretty much has to learn how to survive on her own after her aunt gets taken. And she discovers a book that eventually shows her some secrets that she can benefit from, and I believe she also meets a boy, so there's that. The next book is Summer of Supernovas by Darcy Woods. I'm pretty excited for this one. Darcy is such a sweetheart, and this is basically the story of a girl who is the daughter of a famous astrologer, and she discovers a rare planetary alignment that throws her entire world into a tizzy because now she has to think of what that means for her. Next, we have a book I'm really excited to read, and that's And I Darken by Kirsten White. This is the first book in her new series, and it is about a brutal princess named Leda. I hope that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure. She was basically taken along with her younger brother from their court to live in the Ottoman courts, and she doesn't like being there, but she is patiently waiting until the time is right for her to strike and break free, and I'm pretty excited to see how this turns out. There's also a boy, and the boy happens to be the son of the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, so that should provide some interesting tension. Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys. I'm pretty excited about this. It's told from the perspective of 4 different teenagers, and it is basically about 4 teens who are refugees trying to get aboard a boat called the Wilhelm Gustloff. It's basically another historical fiction novel from Ruta, and since I loved her novel Out of the Easy, I am very much looking forward to seeing how She writes this story, Longboat Girl by Linda Davies. It's about a girl named Mary Owen. She and her family have kind of been at odds with their next door neighbor, the DeCourcys, for a long time. And then one day, Mary discovers a chest that contains a text that teaches her, or leads her to the 16th century. And then she has to compete in a royal archery tournament to save her property from the hands of their rivals. Next, we have a book I heard about from Dahlia Adler, and that's Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. I'm a boy band girl. I love my boy bands. So it's kind of weird to me to be reading a book called Kill the Boy Band, but I think it's such a funny concept, and I hope that I really think that this book is fun. This is The Story of You by Beth Kephart. This is basically about a group of teens, I believe, who are dealing with the aftermath of a natural disaster. Next, we have an author recommended by Alyssa of Books Will Take You Places, and that is Kat Winters, and the book is The Steep and Thorny Way. I not only want to read this because Alyssa loves Kat Winters, but also because this is supposedly a book inspired by Hamlet. I don't know if it's an exact retelling or if it's just inspired by it. But it's basically about a girl named Hannah Lee. She's half white, half African American, and she is basically trying to figure out the mystery behind her father's murder. I hope I enjoy it. It doesn't sound like my normal fare, but it does sound pretty good. So we shall see. Enter Title Here by Rahul Kanakia, and this one is about a girl named Reshma Kapoor, and she's basically like a top-ranked senior at her high school, but she decides, since she's an overachiever, to try to get an agent for her novel. The fact that she's a character that likes to write makes it very interesting to me, and I really like the way this cover for the proof looks. Two Summers by Amy Friedman. This one is about a girl who is living two summers. One is in New York City, one is in Paris, and that's all I really needed to know when I decided to pick up this book. Next book is one I couldn't stop looking at when I was like wandering around the floor, and that's The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. The only thing I know about this is it's about 4 different characters and how their lives are suddenly going to become mixed up or mixed together. I just couldn't stop looking at this cover. I wasn't sure if I wanted to read it, but at the same time I just couldn't resist the pull of it and the description and everything. Then we have a book I'm really excited to have, and that is Walk the Edge by Katie McGarry. This is the second book in her Thunder Road series, and it is about a boy named Razor and a girl named Brianna. And because it's Katie McGarry, I expect swoons and lots of emotion and a great look at the secondary characters. Possibly we can guess at who's going to be in the next book in this series. I'm really excited because I really enjoyed Nowhere But Here, the first book in the series, so I can't wait to read the second one. We have another book I'm super excited about, and that is The Passion of Dulce by Julie Berry. It just sounds crazy awesome. I mean, I love the description on the front cover the most. It says, "In medieval France, under the shadow of Inquisition, the lives of 2 extraordinary young women, a mystic and a matchmaker, collide, resulting in miracles that put an entire village in mortal danger." Excited! I love Julie Berry. We have A Criminal Magic by Lee Kelly. This is a book set in the late 1920s in Washington, D.C., and it is about a sorcerer named Joan Kendrick who basically accepts an offer to work for a crime syndicate in D.C. until she eventually crossed paths with a federal prohibition unit against, sorcery agent named Alex, and basically they kind of keep crossing paths in this criminal underworld of sorcery that they're now in. I couldn't resist it because magicians. And then we have a sophomore novel that I'm very excited about, and that's The Choices We Make by Karma Brown. I really loved her debut novel, Come Away With Me. It's one of those adult contemporary fiction novels that really made me feel things when I was reading it. This also sounds like an equally complicated, emotional read because it's about 2 best friends named Hannah and Kate. And Hannah learns eventually that she can't get pregnant, but Kate offers to be her surrogate. I feel like I'm just gonna have so many feelings reading this book. I can't wait, and I really enjoyed Karma's writing, so I'm looking forward to more of it in this one. The Secrets of Flight by Maggie Leffler. This one is about a girl named Mary Browning who has basically been estranged from her family since after World War II. She basically tells the story of a World War II pilot to her writing group friend. That's her history, and I'm curious about it. A Decent Proposal, a novel by Kemper Donovan, and this one just sounds like a romantic comedy. It's basically a guy and a girl who have to agree to split $1 million if they spend 2 hours together for a week for an entire year. Okay, this one sounds a little ridiculous and over the top, but in the best way, and I hope I find it charming. Ooh, another book I'm so excited to have. It's actually a bound manuscript, and it's for Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I am excited because the only comparison I've heard of this one is a YA Night Circus, and that's pretty exciting, even though I've never read The Night Circus. I promise I will fix that. Basically, I just need this one in my life, and I'm very excited to have a bound manuscript of it. This next book is by an author I've actually heard good things about, but I've never read a book from her. It's The Lie Tree by Frances Harding, and I think it sounds great. Faith Sunderly is basically someone you wouldn't assume to be curious. She's nothing but mild and obedient, but she has a lot of questions and has a lot of secrets. She discovers when she's like going through her family's possessions that her father has this strange tree and it only bears fruit if she whispers lies to it. Now, what kind of premise is that? An amazing one. I'm looking forward to seeing what the lie tree means in the long run, because I'm sure it has some important role to play in her story. The very last thing I picked up at ALA, which I'm super excited about, is Because of Miss Bridgerton by Julia Quinn. I love the Bridgerton series by Julia Quinn. It's one of my all-time favorite historical romance series. When she announced that there was going to be sort of a spin-off, I believe, yes. When she announced there was going to be a spin-off, oh my goodness, I was so excited. And then this little arc happened to be at ALA, so obviously I had to pick it up. It's about a girl named Billy Bridgerton, and she's actually expected to marry one of the Rokesby brothers, who have basically, you know, been their neighbors for like a long time. They're family friends. Everyone really thought that she was going to end up with one of the brothers, but there's one of them that she can't stand, and he's named George Rokesby. He's the oldest and the heir of the Rokesbys, and she just does not like him, but obviously sparks are gonna fly because of all this tension, and I can't wait to see that happen. So there you have it, guys. That is my ALA Midwinter haul. Tell me which books you're excited to read. Tell me if you have had your eye on any of these, and if you've read any of these, if you've been so lucky as to read them early. Tell me which ones you pre-ordered. I just want to know everything. And I will obviously tell you once I read them what I think. Alright guys, till next time, bye!